How are you doing? Good? Happy? Yeah. Huh? Very good. As usual, not special, but always good. Um, always, I'm very happy with my life. Um, okay. Today is the most important day in our life. Do you know why? Yes. Today is we have. Today is today. We rest today, then no more today. Vipashyana again. Again, let you know it is advanced teaching. As you know, the Sanskrit word Vipashyana. Vipashyana is Sanskrit, right? Do you know what that means? Two different meanings. Va means special. And the second part, Pashna, means to see or to look. So it means to look at things in a very direct way and especially sort of clear way. In Tibet, we call this insight meditation. Lak Thong. Lak means kind of, Lak Thong means to see very directly. So insight meditation, there is no visualizations, just experience the emptiness and awareness. That's insight meditation. So Vipashyana, the sutra also say that Vipashyana has the clarity of understanding in which everything is seen clearly and distinctly. This is what meant by Vipashyana. In general, there are many, many ways to explain the Vipashyana. But today we call the Vipashyana means inside meditation. And the explanation of Vipashyana is divided into five parts, five things, okay? First, in order to practice Vipashyana, the prerequisite condition for Vipashyana, that is the first. So there are some conditions that necessary for Vipashyana meditation. Again, these Vipashyana teaching based on stages of meditation. You know this book, right? Very nice one. So Kamala Shila said that first, the prerequisite condition for Vipashyana, we need to rely on a good teacher. We must rely on a good teacher who gives pure Dharma teaching. Very important. Many people teach Dharma teaching, but one word we need, which is pure Dharma teaching. And understood teaching very well, especially who has what kind of teacher we need to rely on, who has compassion and bodhicitta mind. Because this teaching, the Vipashyana, this teaching is made for students who have the potential to follow the Mahayana path, right? And it's about emptiness. So if someone who practices Vipassana or emptiness, which is emptiness, right? Vipassana, and without bodhicitta or compassion, it is very incorrect meditation, according to Buddhism. Very, very incorrect meditation. Because Buddha said that if bodhicitta or compassion is missing, even someone who practices a lot, but it is kind of useless because of no essence. If someone teaches without compassion, then why it's incorrect? Because if someone teaches without bodhicitta, then the motivation will selfish. If the teacher does have bodhicitta, then this teacher, he or she, will do whatever is best for the students, right? Which means how can help. Therefore, we need to rely on a special teacher who is able to teach in accordance with one's specific abilities. And, there are many different teachers. Some are very, Tibetan teachers, very scholarly and gives, complete explanation based on the commentaries on sort of different texts. It's very good. With bodhicitta, pure motivation, teaches pure dharma. Someone teaches may not be very sort of, scholarly, but they give the instructions based on a great sort of deal of personal experience of meditation. It's also very good. So it is important for practitioners to receive direct the instructions from an experienced teacher. That's why Kamala Shila, the first prerequisite, the condition is in order to practice Vipassana, we need to rely on a teacher, not just teacher, good teacher. Because there is not a single Buddha in the past, present, or future who has achieved or will achieve enlightenment without relying on a spiritual teacher. Because this practice is we called the recognition of nature mind, transmission of blessing from the teacher. That's why we should always follow a good teacher who has a pure motivation, which is bodhicitta. Very important. We always, read books and all these things, but it's can't give you the instruction uh, it's almost impossible to recognize nature mind through sort of read book. So many things, instructions, experience, all these things you have to receive from your root teacher. This teaching, the specific. This teaching is very specific and very high level. And second condition is correct view. That means that Vipassana arise and develop from its cause and correct view. With the correct view, we are able to meditate, and through meditation, we develop right conduct. So, in order to develop a correct view, we just don't, receive these teachings, but rather we must analyze and examine them continually, right? Now you see, first you need to find a good teacher, receive these teachings, not just receive, analyze, examine. We have to always make sure that our belief is based upon reason or our investigation, and checking it in our mind whether it is true or not. When we say, okay, Vipassana meditation, the combination, the union of emptiness and awareness, we have to check that in our mind. It is true or not. And if it is true, then what we have to believe it. We have to believe. Because belief is very, very important to get enlightenment or liberation. Very important. Key point. But that very important, without believing, there is no liberation, no enlightenment. That's why, according to Buddhism, especially Vajrayana teachings, belief, faith, devotion, these things for beginners, very difficult. That's why this teaching is advanced. So, according to practice Vajrayana, and especially Vipassana meditation, no devotion, no faith, no belief, no realization. True. That's why very, very important belief. But the important is that belief cannot be called belief under certainty. And that certainty, it has to be developed through analysis and investigate until sort of it becomes very certainty. In order to be able to do that, we have to listen, we have to study, we have to sort of go through this whole process. Otherwise, our believing is, we call blind, blind belief or blind faith, or without understanding. You just believe. That's not Buddhism. That's not good at all. Belief is the key point, the key, the essence. Practice Vipassana. But that belief, you need to understand, analyze, through your investigation. Then you will find the certainty, confident, faith, no change, very stable. That leads us, liberation. So, and that kind of develop a clear view. This is we call the correct view. Second condition for Vipashyana. This kind of correct view, then the teacher's instructions and teachings, all these are genuine and will lead us on the right path. And, rely on a teacher, receiving the instructions, and the student point of view, analyze them, and correct contemplation, and develop the correct view of Vipashyana. These are the first prerequisite conditions for Vipashyana. I mean, these are very important. If you want to, I mean, you want practice Vipashyana, right? That's why you come here. This is for you are coming here looking for, find something that's really good in your life, right? So in order to understand or practice these teachings, we need conditions. Without teacher, there's no recognition. Without understand and correct view, no. Without belief, no. But just to believe, no. So all these things very important. And then second part of Vipashyana is that there are different kind of Vipashyana, right? There is Vipashyana meditation for those who follow the Hinayana tradition or path. There is actually who could not sort of understand the very profound Vipashyana, but they do have Vipashyana practice. They meditate, for example, the Hinayana practitioners. They, meditate on the Four Noble Truths. They investigate and look at what is the cause of samsara, and they eliminate the karma and afflictions, the cause of samsara, right? Hinayanas do that. When they are able to recognize the absence of self through practice Vipassana meditation, then there is a Hinayana's liberation. This liberation is different than Mahayana's, but there is liberation. That's also we can call, the main meditation of Hinayana meditator is the meditation on the absence of self and nature of sort of these four noble truths and their tradition. So there is a Vipassana meditation, and there is a result of the liberation. That's another one. Vipassana another. There is also Vipassana meditation for bodhisattvas who follow the Mahayana path and tradition. The meditation of Vipassana of the bodhisattvas, the Mahayana path is meditation on emptiness, right? Emptiness and we call selflessness. The selflessness is the realization that inner consciousness and external, all these phenomena are naturally sort of peaceful and empty according to bodhisattvas. And Through this meditation, bodhisattvas can eliminate affliction. The Mahayana meditators meditate on the nature of external and internal phenomena, and to sort of discover that they are uh, uh, completely insubstantial. Um, with this kind of realization, the uh, bodhisattvas, um, they sort of, the afflictions, these negative emotions naturally disappear. When these obscurations is eliminated, then there is a liberation from samsara. The bodhisattvas therefore meditate on emptiness. So this kind of Vipashyana meditation that bodhisattvas use special method for quickly attain the realization. This meditation of Vipashyana use sort of special method for realization of emptiness, which is the dependent origination, right? Dependent origination. And it is actually the middle ways view or idea. Do you understand? This means that all phenomena that arise have sort of depend upon other phenomena. That's what we call dependent origination. Bodhisattvas practice Vipassana. First, they investigate, analyze. Uh, for example, think about all this we call dependent origination. Like large, small, good, bad, or beautiful, or ugly. All are creation of the mind, uh, according to the middle way. I mean the view, and no true existence of their own. So it is important to examine the things we perceive, for instance, outside, like house, trees, etc. So, for example, start by analyzing something like for example, like house. In the beginning, we think of this thing that we call house, right? Big house, as a single whole, because we sort of we cling into sort of permanence, to think that this house will go on forever. Or we call that, I mean, this is because we have not analyzed it. We just see, and then we think, it is permanent. But when we do analyze it, the house, we find that this house is really, made of many things. The house does not exist itself. If we investigate it continually and more detail, we will find emptiness there. This is how investigate the outside, the object. I just give you, for example, just one house. That's just an example. Everything like that. We, the mind, created that. This is house. And then we think that is permanent, that is exist. Without investigate, without understand, that's problem. So when we investigate, how is not exist itself? That's just one thing, one example. So this is how investigate outside the object, using the middle ways idea or view. So whatever arises comes from our mind. Through this investigate and understanding, the bodhisattvas recognize the nature of everything. And it is the Vipassana meditation for them. So it is about emptiness. They practice about emptiness. So now we say, that whatever arises, whatever appears, comes from the mind. That's very clear. If you understand a little bit, even though a little bit about middle way, Madhyamaka, you will see these things true. Whatever arises comes from our mind. There is nothing exists itself if you investigate. So I'm not going there, okay? I'm not going there. I'm not taking the middle ways, the debate, the teaching, the instruction, the view. So we say whatever arises comes from mind. So how about mind itself? Go there more. This is another Vipassana meditation, which is the most profound Vipassana teaching and view. When we explain this teaching, which is the nature mind, the middle ways, they investigate. First, they investigate outside, like house, like tree, investigate, 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 and then eventually they find the emptiness there. And then with that knowledge, with that understanding, they also investigate inside, which is the consciousness, which is the mind. They will find the emptiness there. So these two union or combination, they call it Vipassana meditation. But according to Dzogchen point of view, they investigate mind first, not outside first. That's the difference. So now we are talking about our mind, inside, not outside, inside, right? So we need to know that there are many different qualities inside. So maybe this is a little bit difficult for you, but so first qualities is we called uncompounded, which means without causing conditions. Now we're not just talking about mind, okay? We're talking about nature mind. Without causing conditions. When we look deeply into the true innate nature of mind, we find that it is uncompounded because it has no color, no shape, no form, etc. If you investigate. Why do we find this? Because it is not made up of the five aggregates. The innate true nature of mind is beyond the compound aggregates because true awareness is not produced by cause and conditions. Because it is beyond the cause and conditions. The true nature of mind is never changes under any circumstance or any situation. Why? Because it is free from cause and conditions. It is beyond permanent. It is beyond impermanent. And it is also free from the three times. There is no past, no present, no future. Past, present, and future has nothing to do with nature mind. Why is that? It is because the three times, past, present, future, are only concepts made by duality thinking. There is a cause and conditions, right? This way. Three times include everything. Relatively talking, relatively speak, three times include whole our life, past, present, and future. But in this case, the nature mind, there is no three times. That's why sometimes they call fourth time. It's not really time, because this is beyond cause and conditions, beyond times, because not concept made by sort of duality thinking. So that's why we call it uncompounded. Second quality is self-arising. This means nobody created the nature mind. Because remember, this base is beyond cause and conditions. If it has been created by someone or by something, then that would mean that it had cause and conditions. Then it depends on the cause and conditions. Then it would change and it become impermanent. Something is based on cause and condition, create cause and condition, it will be, impermanent. And, it depends on cause and conditions, right? And something is impermanent, then what happened? What problem? It will cause of suffering. We all suffering because everything impermanent, changing all the time. Good way, bad way, there is a suffering. So this is, we call it in Tibet, Ramjong Yeshi or Ramjong Rikpa, which means self-arising wisdom, self-arising awareness. It is never increase, never decrease, never change under any circumstance. Do you remember in the Heart Sutta says that? And remember, Heart Sutta says, no ignorance and no end of ignorance. What that means? For example, ignorance arises from the view of self. We think I, you, me, oh, this is mine, not yours. Then get angry, jealous, all that things, right? Ignorance, that's ignorance. Ignorance, arises from the view of self. The conception of self, it does not exist if you investigate. So therefore, it is beyond cause and conditions. The Buddha said, when everything is destroyed by fire, the sky will remain as it is. Similarly, the self-arising energy of wisdom or awareness will never diminish under any circumstances. If we are able to sort of maintain these different qualities of Rigpa or the nature mind, Rigpa is in Tibet, which means nature mind, then even if our universe, Buddha says that if you remain or stay in this nature mind or Rigpa, even if our universe is destroyed or fallen apart, we will not panic or be terrified. Why don't we panic? Because absolute true nature or this Rigpa is beyond panic. Worries, panics, all this illusion. And if we are able to remain in this nature mind, it does not matter if we're surrounded by sort of pleasurable objects of the five senses. We will not become attached or grasp. No afflictions there. And we are no longer experience of any sort of duality existence. On the other hand, we are, panic. It's because of our ego and attachment. Ego and attachment arises from ignorance. Ignorance arises self. I. I want this. I don't want this. This. I. That's the cause of samsara. I, we call it self, is cause of samsara, cause of ignorance, cause of everything. So the teaching is saying that if we don't have ego cleaning, we will not be scared or worried because there is no attachment. I will teach you more this later. Uncompounded, self-arising. So for two qualities. Now, okay, that is Vipashyana. So Mahayana, right? Mahayana, they have a Vipashyana meditation. Hinayana, they have a meditation, the Vipashyana meditation. But what we are talking right now is the Vajrayana, the great perfection. This is most profound teaching in Vipassana meditation. So now, meditation. We need meditate a lot in order to recognize Rigpa. There are many people who really try to meditate on emptiness, right? On Rigpa. But I think that those who really know such meditation are very few. Because it is very difficult to understand the view of emptiness. Even, intellectual level, especially at the beginning, In order to understand the correct view, emptiness, and the Vipassana, we have to learn it a lot. But we should, think positively and make sort of, continuous effort. If we keep sort of inspiring ourselves, we can develop it, Even if we don't have sort of full understanding, the view, emptiness, the Rigpa, the nature mind, all this. It's take time, but we should not, give up. It's very strange, isn't it? This Rigpa, nature mind, within us, 24 hours, never separate. But we can't see it. It's very strange. Why, Because of the ignorance, the negative thoughts, negative emotions. I mean, that I call negative thoughts. Attachment, anger, ignorance. As long as we have these uh, defilements, we are not stable. So, um, first of all, again, meditate a few minutes before lunch, okay? Uh, again, when we breathe in very gently, when the breath remains in the body, and focus on that, and slowly let it dissolve into the mind, which means we should look deeply and directly into our nature. Uh, Again, do not follow thoughts of the past and future. Just remain in the present moment and, uh, with our whole strength and focus on the mind. And then slowly, don't rush, don't hurry. Slowly allow ourselves to enter sort of more deeply into this nature things. Very important, recognize the awareness. Uh, the point is just don't let your thoughts distract the present moment. That's the first thing. You have to just to relax and without thoughts, and then you know look more sort of enter more deeply in order to see and experience the awareness, this self arising. And when the mind does get sort of a distract, then gently breathe out. Maybe you need to focus a little bit on that. Breathe out. Feel it, relax. Um, then bring it back, and just leave it there. That is the first things, okay? First step. Very important, we should be aware of the gap between two breaths, right? So breathe out, focus on. Breathe out, and then relax and feel it. touch it. Look into deeply, right? And then breathe in. If you're a beginner, breathe in. And then hold it. Your breath dissolve into, I would say, dissolve into your mind. It's actually not dissolve into mind, which means look deeply into, not focus on breath in that case. Just to look in. So, very nice. This meditation, you will experience the peacefulness. And if you are more sort of advanced practitioner, this meditation you will see and experience the awareness. That's more than experience the alaya. In this case, you are beyond the alaya. And if you already have the instructions of the nature mind from your root teacher, then with this meditation, you will experience completely and recognize the nature mind. So this is kind of really good for everybody. So when we breathe in and out, simply concentrate our breath, right? When we not focus on our breath, we pause, not focus our breath, just to relax and feel the peacefulness and recognize the true nature mind, experience of that. So there are two steps, First step is again, focus on your breath. If you're a beginner, breath in and out. And second step is focus your nature mind. So that's all, nothing else to do. This practice is very simple, but very, very profound, very difficult. Understand? All right. Maybe you will see your mind has a color. Maybe your mind has size, big, small, huge. Maybe your mind has a form, beautiful or ugly or whatever. See, you will see. Or maybe nothing. You can't find anything, just unconscious. It depends how you meditate on, okay? Just to meditate. No worries, no hope, no expectation, just to let go everything. That's the key point, right? Let go your thoughts, let go your worry, just to be relaxed. All right, few minutes, okay? Directly at your nature mind, even though when you think you are there, but it's still not see clearly. It's like we look at a moon from here. Yeah, we see a moon, but not really clearly, right? Because too far away. Then we get there more and more close, and then we see in detail so many things there that we can't see here. That's the same thing. Maybe you meditate on this over again and again and hundreds, millions times, then you are more close, more see the nature mind, which means you slowly diminish all your negative thoughts, and then more and more see things. And then you will see the qualities, the wisdom, the compassion, uh, all these qualities. Then you will experience, you will see. But right now we just sort of, try to, right, look at mind. Oh, yeah, that's the emptiness. That's all. Where is compassion? Where is wisdom? All these qualities. If we just meditate more and more, we will see everything, all the qualities. Limitless, this quality. Limitless. But right now we can't see. That doesn't mean it doesn't have the qualities. So we need to practice a lot. I completely, no doubt that you will understand, you will recognize nature of your mind. The problem is laziness. We don't practice enough. Then it doesn't matter you understand, you recognize it or not. Just same person. Emotions there, attachment there, ignorance there, anger there. So doesn't matter. That's our problem. Laziness, diligence, very important. All right.